Hello and welcome to the Top of the Pop Punks podcast.
Now on video. That's right, you can now see us while we review pop punk albums. And this week's pop punk album is Revolution Radio by Green Day.
Very nice.
Which we've very nicely displayed among some fairy lights.
It always looks like this in here.
Yeah, this is actually what our living room always looks like all year round. So, let's get started.
Yeah.
We're going to go through it track by track, starting with the first track, Somewhere Now.
What are your instant initial thoughts on this? Like literally, you press
The second it started playing, I was like, oh, that's an interesting first song for an album. Doesn't sound like a first song to me.
Yeah, I think I've kind of got noted. I've got notes.
You've got notes. I've got notes too. It's on the laptop on the floor.
Notes. I kind of appreciate how it kind of sounds like it's got very humble beginnings with kind of just the sort of like gather round the campfire, like
Gather round, children.
Not you, Nam Bread. like Billy Joe's got his acoustic guitar out and everyone's gathering round, and it's quite reflective and such. But then, my thought process of this song kind of went through loads of different stages. At first, I was like, this is definitely about Billy sobering up.
Yeah.
About being awakened and medicated. But then eventually it was like, oh no, I think it's about like consumerist culture. It's very on the nose of like, we want to consume and we want to hear bad news about the selling of weapons and stuff like that, which kind of, I think, sets the tone instantly.
I thought it had an interesting start. I thought it kicked in really well. Like, the second the band joined in, I was like, alright, I'm more on board now.
Yeah.
But I still thought it sounded like an 80s, like, stadium rock song.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with 80s stadium
Yeah.
rock. It's just like, those are two things that Green Day aren't. Well, Green Day stadium rock.
Well, I'll get to that. I think something cut like that comes up later on.
Oh, interesting.
I think, it's very juxtaposing of how Green Day and kind of carefree and bubbly it is, considering it's about such negative material. But I think it's very... The second I heard that, I was like, this is Green Day.
I thought the other way around. I was thinking, this is an interesting term for Green Day. Because I always listen to it and thinking, oh, this is Bon Jovi. I knew at that point the rest of the album wasn't like that, because I knew they'd released Bang Bang at that point.
Yeah.
And Bang Bang is so far away from that, and I'm just like, that's like 2 tracks away. How did they get from this to Bang Bang?
But then that leads straight into Bang Bang.
It's the first single that came out from the album.
Yeah.
Way back in September.
It's got a cracking video as well, hasn't it?
It's got a really good lyric video, which is rare because lyric videos are normally awful, and it's got a really good music video, like actual music video as well. On the topic of Green Day's lyric videos, they're going a bit crazy with these lyric videos, aren't they? They just keep releasing lyric videos.
Yeah.
They're doing it like every week and a half. There's a new lyric video out, and it's nice, but it's just like, you don't need to do that.
We know you released an album.
Yeah.
We've bought it. I've also got noted that it's such a promising first single. I remember when we first heard that, it was like, oh, they're actually... This is actually good. Like,
it's really, really, really good.
And I think
oh my god,
on their part, it's like well played. Like to release that first, and for it to be so soon at the beginning of the album as well. It's kind of like, this is what we promised you, and this is what we're giving you, like straight off the bat. I think it's cool. And
it's exciting. It's fast. It's very sort of punky, and it had elements from other Green Day albums that I really liked. So it sounded somewhere between Insomniac and 21st Century Breakdown.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. A lot of people say it sounds like St. Jimmy. Which I kind of get.
There's a lot of songs on this album that you can't help but refer to earlier Green Day. But
I have that a lot.
Yeah, but like it's kind of like I struggle to define which Green Day song it reminds me of, because I feel like it's kind of an amalgamation of all things Green Day sort of thing.
It is a Green Day song. That's why it sounds like other Green Day songs, because it is a Green Day song. I think the lyrics are my problem with Bang Bang, honestly. It's such an exciting song that when you listen to the lyrics you think, that's a bit...
Yeah, you're like,
that makes no sense.
Yeah.
I testify like a lullaby of memories.
Well, I want to be a celebrity martyr as
that's
well,
one of the lyrics I like. I want to be a celebrity martyr. But there are just some lyrics in it that if you just read them and you're just like, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's kind
Or just words.
Yeah.
It is an absolute banger.
Oh, definitely.
It
I've
is
got
a
chorus
banger.
is huge. Chorus is big.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them live.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I've made a note again that like they've played the whole like showing your cards very soon. We've talked often in the past about albums that
Having all the singles at the start of the album.
All the singles, like the first 3 songs you've heard before. It's like, oh, I know this one because it's been on the radio since September. Oh, I know this one because it's been on the radio since the end of September. I know it, and it's kind of, it's a bit weird, but then it makes sense. Revolution Radio following a song like Bang Bang, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It is.
they link together quite as a back to back.
Yeah, it's very much in a good place on the album. I think Revolution Radio. I think Revolution Radio might be the most uno dos tres song on the album. Honestly, yeah. I think it's a very, especially that riff. That riff is so uno dos tres.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like it on my initial listen.
Really?
And it's grown on me. Revolution Radio is a song that keeps growing on me every time I hear it.
I think it's got the most standout chorus on the whole album, I think. The amount of times just before we were setting up that I was going, Revolution Radio. Yeah, I've also made a note of like, how do I position this against Bang Bang? Do I prefer Bang Bang or do I prefer Revolution Radio? But I think it's got an arena-appropriate chorus. Like,
yeah, it's a sing-along chorus, definitely.
And I think I'm willing to bet that they'll come on to this. Like, it's a song that they'll come on to. You know, it's the title track, obviously. Yeah, I think it's got legs, and I think the chorus is really good.
So I really like the build-up to the chorus.
Yeah.
Like, you will see but not be heard, and the drums like building up. And then it gets to the chorus, and it's really catchy. Again, my problem is lyrics. So the phrase "my love's bulletproof" is a phrase I never have wanted to hear in a Green Day song.
How do we link that to war and like modern culture? Bulletproof. Yeah, we'll put bulletproof of it. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, I wrote "my love's bulletproof." This is paint by numbers 2000s Green Day.
Yeah.
But the music is still fun, and it's still an enjoyable track, but it's a little bit cliche.
Yeah, again, like there are points you're raising that I think come full circle a few songs in. First 3 tracks so far, I've not really got a complaint. I think.
Yeah, it's going well as of the moment.
Yeah. It's track 4, Say Goodbye.
Yes, Say Goodbye. So this one's different. That was my first note. No, this is different. What did you make of it? You said you don't like it.
I don't not like it. I just don't like it.
Okay.
Right? I think you have such a strong start of like Somewhere Now, Bang Bang, Revolution Radio, and then Say Goodbye. Like, of just kind of like droning, tedious, like monotonous, just. Say goodbye to the ones that we love. Say goodbye to the ones that we love. Say goodbye. And that's the song. I don't mind it. It gets better, but then it's just like if it came on shuffle, I'd be like, no, I'm not listening to that.
Oh, interesting. So I thought at the start, I liked the beginning. At the start, it sounded like a modern lo-fi 2-piece band.
Yeah.
And then it kicks in. I thought it sounded like a modern Fall Out Boy song.
Right.
Like
it
sounds like a Fall Out Boy song off like Save Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
But I also said I think I like how simple it is. I think the thing that you dislike about it is the reason I like the song. I like the fact that it repeats stuff. Because when it does kick into like the refrain, chorusy type thing, I think that it makes that more stand out more.
Yeah.
And that is my favourite part of the song. Is that the violence on the rise. But I think that's really cool. And I believe I wrote Bar Bang Bang. This is my favourite song so far in the album.
Okay. Yeah, in the way that American Idiot is very post 9/11 America, I thought this is very
post. This is Black Lives Matter. Post
Trump.
Post.
Like, so, you know,
I hope we can be post Trump one day.
But it's got that discourse around it, hasn't it? It's got
look at that.
It
quality analysis.
And the modern American discourse has obviously inspired such a song. But I think it's fine, but it's like could have done without it, and it'd have been just as my life wouldn't be any different.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then we get to track 5, Outlaws, which I think it's such a surprising gem. I think that's like a real, I feel like, beneath the, you scrape away the Green Day-isms, you scrape away the punk and the rock, and then you get to Outlaws. I think Outlaws is a really good grounded gem that sounds very like school dance vibe thing.
Okay.
I quite like that. And then it kind of reminds me a bit of Waking Up When September Ends, but not entirely, but just in the sense of kind of like reduced, down to earth Green Day, where it's like we're not trying to fucking bring down America, we're not trying to like fight the police in the streets. This kind of exemplifies the rock opera aspect of Green Day for me, in the sense that American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown are labelled as rock operas. Revolution Radio isn't on Wikipedia, which I was kind of surprised, because I think here I get very like, do you know what? If I saw that song in a rock opera musical, that would make perfect sense.
I think the difference is between American Idiot and this is that American Idiot songs tie together in a narrative. While I think these songs are rock opera style songs, but like there are songs on this album I think they could fit into the American Idiot musical, honestly.
Yeah. Like, I think here at Outlaws, I think this is where Green Day operate best at where they're at now, because we've discussed about how before they are deciding they're quite punk. Early Green Day is punk, pop punk. But then when you get to American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown, they become arena rock, don't they?
Mainstream alt rock.
They kind of become alt rock, and I think Revolution Radio is by and large that as well. And I think at the level of maturity and where they are in their life, this is where it makes sense the most for me.
Okay, yeah.
And that's why I really appreciate Outlaws. Stuff like that that's the culmination of where Green Day are now. Do you know what I mean? I quite like Outlaws.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good track.
I think Outlaws, it sounds really good. I wrote that it has sort of a almost Beatles-y kind of vibe to it, at the start at least. The chorus has sort of like a epic, triumphant feeling, like the Outlaws are forever line. I also wrote, sounds like a missing part from Jesus of Suburbia.
Yeah.
You know, like how Jesus of Suburbia is split into like 5 parts?
Yeah.
That could like easily just slot in to that somewhere.
I definitely feel like it's almost like one they've maybe been sitting on since American Idiot or 21st Century Breakdown that just like didn't make it, almost. So that's the kind of vibe, but like it's that worthy of being in one of those albums that I think it might have been.
I also wrote, it reminds me of Before the Lobotomy and would fit really well on 21st Century Breakdown album. I also thought it would sound quite good on a film soundtrack.
Yeah, it's kind of like with every good song that's on this album, it's like it's good, but it's not the best. Yeah,
as much as I liked Outlaws, I think it falls flat a little bit, I think, in the grand scheme.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Green Day and this album in general.
And I think that's where this album gets tricky for me, because it's like, I'm enjoying what I'm hearing and it is good, but it's not, in the grand scheme of Green Day, there's no comparison, really. Anyway, do you have anything else to say on Outlaws? Because I have kind of just hogged that one.
No, I don't really have... Outlaws didn't really stand out to me that much, so... that's why I don't really have much to say about it.
I just think following Say Goodbye, it definitely redeems itself.
I think Say Goodbye is really good. I like Say Goodbye a lot more than I like Outlaws. So, track 6, Bouncing Off the Wall.
I've literally got nothing to say about this song.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought this song was really fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
I thought it was really fun. This is the track that you dance to, I wrote. Like, this is a song that you can dance to. I really like the chorus. Because this is all that I want. I thought it's just a really good, fun, sort of rock and roll song. It put a smile on my face. But, and here's my negative, I wish it was a Foxborough Hot Tub song.
Really?
Not a Green Day song. And that's basically how I feel about the entire Dose album as well. And, an interesting thing, this was the end of side A. So... this has been half the album is done now.
See, now that you say that, I thought Still Breathing is a very ending song. I thought Still Breathing...
You'd think Still Breathing would be the end of side A, wouldn't you? So, since side A has finished...
Yeah.
What do you think of the album so far?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is, I think, all I could have hoped for from Green Day, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because all I want Green Day to be is just not bad.
Yeah.
because they have been bad. Let's move on to the next track, which is Still Breathing, the first track of side B.
Yeah, it's interesting that this song is this early in the album, considering we've still got another 6 songs to go. I think it's very like, oh, they're playing this now, are they?
Yeah, I don't like this song very much, honestly. Yeah. When it came out as a single, like, I listened to it, I was just like, meh. I wrote in my notes, it sounds like a generic mainstream rock band song, and like I'm just not really very into it. I listened to it, I was very underwhelmed after getting Revolution Radio and Bang Bang released before that. This is a very underwhelming song.
Yeah,
and I don't know what it is about it that I hate so much.
Well, I might be able to help you there.
I think it's because I think the song is really lame. But the song is really lame because it's a personal song for Billy Joe Armstrong about getting sober.
Well, I bought a copy of Kerrang! Magazine this week, and they did a sort of like interview where they asked them, you know, oh, what's this song about? What's this song about? And they asked them like, what's Still Breathing about? And all he had to say on it really, the last line of Billy Joe's bit is, it's a song about resilience, I suppose. And after reading that, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, we need another song. How about just one that's about resilience, I suppose? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's sort of a generic, sort of like, I'm still standing.
Yeah.
But there are good songs about still standing. For example, I'm Still Standing. It's a great song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Staying Alive.
Ha, 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 ha.
So... But yeah, I just think it's a bit of an empty song for me.
It didn't really provoke much in me, and then when I read that article, I was like, oh, it is just a song.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a lot more personal than that. It's just that the way that Billy Joe talks doesn't translate very well into Kerrang! Speak. But yeah, no, I totally get that. Yeah.
And then we get to track 8, Young Blood. I've got one word written in my book. Filler.
Oh, yes, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
It's got a really poppy intro. It sounds like a Bowling for Soup or a Fountains of Wayne song. Ooh. In fact, I then went, actually, no, it sounds like an Avril Lavigne song.
Yeah.
It's got one really good line in it, which is, fuck you, I'm from Oakland. I like that line. That's a good line. It's a good line. But, yeah, it's such a filler song. There's nothing interesting about it at all. I think they're trying to sound like some of the mid-American Idiot songs, the like She's a Rebel thing, and it's just not working.
But then, like, we've often said, haven't we, that like albums do have fillers on. Like, it is a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Then why is it that when there is filler, it's like, oh, it's just filler? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like,
because Green Day have released albums where there is not a filler song.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, but it must be.
And then they've also released 3 albums of just filler songs.
All filler, no killer. All filler, no, all. No,
no, go on.
All killer, no tuna and sweet corn sandwich filler.
All filler, no Michael Jackson presents Thriller.
all filler. Have you seen that new documentary, Making a Murderer? I don't think he's a killer. I think that takes it nicely.
There we go. Let's go to the next song.
Track 9.
Yes, track 9 is Too Dumb to Die.
Do you know what I did as well by accident? I wrote Too Young to Die, and I was like, oh no, it's dumb.
Yeah. Because it's play on the phrase Too Young to Die. So once it does kick in and being Green Day, I really like this song. However, actually no, this isn't a however. I really like this song, and also I think it should probably be on Warning.
Oh really? That's quite specific.
It sounds like it should be on the album Warning. It's a really like 2000 the year 2000, 2001 Green Day. Okay. That's what it sounds like to me.
From that, according to Billy Joe Armstrong in Kerrang! Magazine...
Oh! We're going back to Kerrang!
It's about growing up.
Interesting.
Which is very like...
Interesting.
That's... Yeah. Interesting. Well, I think, yeah, I like how there's something very 2000 of it, and there's something very coming of age and American and high school and stuff. And again, I think it's very rock opera. I feel like
I really like this one.
yeah, had that been performed live in a musical, I'd be like, that is a rock opera song.
Yeah, this would fit in really well in, I think, American Idiot.
Yeah.
2. It's got a lyric in it, and that includes the phrase "sentimental illness."
Oh.
And I can't decide if that line is genius or terrible.
Maybe both. Green Day at this day and age are at their best when they're writing rock opera songs. This is another rock opera song. That's fine.
Yeah, I think just sort of the whole tone of it, the sort of the way that Billy Joe is singing and like the melodies and the guitar sound, to me, makes it sound like just a bonus track off Warning.
Yeah.
And that's good because I really like Warning. Some people don't like Warning. I think it's a really good Green Day album.
Yeah, and then we come to track 10, which is
Troubled
Times, which I literally do not have a single word next to in my notebook.
I've just realised, looking at my notes, that I've labelled both Too Dumb to Die and Troubled Times as track 9 by accident, so I'm going to be confused for the rest of this thing.
Maybe it's a...
Chris, what do you have in your notes about Troubled Times?
Nothing. I've got nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
And I think just from listening to it again one more time, again, it feels weird comparing the two bands, but I get Muse. I just get little Muse vibes. Just kind of
I was actually kind of thinking that too.
Of the group vocals and maybe the higher notes, and just like you know how Muse have some of the best songs ever written. They also have some of the shittest songs ever written.
Yeah, Muse are a mixed bag.
That sounds like a shit Muse song.
So when this song started, the second it started, I was like, this reminds me of another song. And I spent about half the song trying to think, what is this? What is this? Yeah. I eventually put my thumb on it. It's like, oh, it's While My Guitar Gently Weeps by the Beatles.
I mean...
it sounds exactly like that. The chorus is a bit grungy, I guess.
Yeah.
I think this song sounds like it's being influenced by the Beatles and the Kinks.
Okay.
I say that not just because it sounds like While My Guitar Gently Weeps, but it's got just sort of that kind of vibe to it. I did write it was a bit... I wrote it was quite catchy though. Yeah, especially the chorus. The verses are a bit... Yeah. But I think the chorus is quite catchy.
I reckon, again, it's one of those songs that, like, you're seeing them live, you've been standing on your feet for hours, you've been queuing, you've been... Yeah. You've been to the toilet, so you can't really go again.
And then they play fucking forever.
And they play Troubled Times, and you think... I might just sit on the floor.
It's just like, can't you just play Basket Case for fuck's sake?
Like when you hear a new album, really you'd want to hear as much as that live because that's.
But equally, like if you go to see a band like Green Day, if they exclusively play stuff like if most of their set is their new album and then they also play like Basket Case at the end, you're gonna go like. Yeah, fuck you.
But yeah, like I think it's interesting listening to this album thinking. Do you reckon they'd even bother playing that live? If so, why bother writing it? But then
oh, that was harsh.
But then that's the thing.
It's still a fine song.
Yeah, that's the thing. But when you're a band like Green Day, you're gonna have to play Basket Case. You're gonna have to play Welcome.
Yeah, when you're a band like Green Day, you have to make sacrifices. It's just like, oh man, I just wrote this new album. Yeah. I love all the songs. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to swap that out for Minority. Gonna have to swap that out for East Jesus Nowhere. Gonna have to swap that out for American Idiot.
Which brings this argument full circle to the fact that, like I've always said, if you're gonna be a band like Green Day that have made albums as iconic and as massive as Green Day have,
you have to just accept that the songs aren't going to be those songs.
Yeah, and it's like this Troubled Times is never gonna be anything Green Day have ever written. Like other than the shit stuff, other than the stuff they've like swept under the carpet. But like, it's one of those songs where it's like, cool, but it's not this. It's not Basket Case. It's not Welcome to Paradise. It's not,
Nice Guys Finish Last.
It's not.
It's not even Macy's Day Parade.
It's not Jesus of Suburbia. It's not fucking Homecoming. It's not.
It's not their cover of Tired of Waiting for You by the Kinks.
Which is kind of, I think that in itself is a comment on the album. So that brings us to track 11, Forever Now.
Yes.
What are your initial thoughts on it?
I wrote it's a Jesus of Suburbia kind of song because it's in parts.
Very Jesus of Suburbia.
So on the lyric sheet, it is split into 3 distinct songs.
Is it?
Yeah, it's split into 3 distinct sections with individual names. The final section is a reprise of the first song. But yeah, I thought the first line is very reminiscent of Saint Jimmy. Because the first line is, "My name is Billy and I'm freaking out."
Yeah. I really like it. I think if this album was a rock opera, this is the curtain call song.
Yeah.
It's got such a long outro of just...
Yeah, it's such a finale song.
Yeah.
Such a finale song.
It wraps up the sonic style of the album and just reflects...
Like wearing blue, spiky red
shoes.
And
it just... It reflects the musical maturity of Green Day.
Okay.
Of like this song does. Like, in the sense that the outro is very, like, curtain call-y. It's very musical. And I think this, like, if you want to... Oh, I wonder what Green Day sound like right now.
They sound like that.
You played that, and I think that's kind of like, this is what Green Day have sound like for the past few years when they're at their very best. And I think because of that, Ordinary World is a bit... I think it starts to outstay its welcome when you get to Ordinary World, I think.
Really? This is probably one of my favourite songs on the album, just because of its scale.
Forever Now?
Yeah. Just because of its scale. It's such a big, like... It's such a big song, and, like... I wrote, it reminds me of every good song on Uno, Dos and Tre.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like, why weren't those albums like this? And like, there's so much stuff in it. There's a reference to Johnny B. Good in the song, which is the line, "Never learned to read or write so well, where I can play the guitar." And in Johnny B. Good, he says, like, he was ringing a bell. But in this, "Till my fingers hurt like hell."
Very, very good.
Because ringing a bell, I hear, is quite difficult.
Yes. But I think by this point, it's like, yeah, this is a good album. This is a 7 out of 10.
I
think.
You know what
I mean, like,
I think this song sold the album to me. Like, I was like, I don't want to say welling up, but like I was like getting really into it at this. I was just like, yes, this album is coming to a close, and it feels right. Part 2 is really good, it's really catchy. It sounds like I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles. The part 2 in this, the Better Way to Die, that section of this song is probably the most American Idiot song, I think, on the whole album, which is great. I like it. And then part 3, Reprise, straight back into the first song. Yeah. And it's just like... that's why that was the first song. And
I like that.
It sort of tied it together for me.
It, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, yes, okay. Now I don't feel so uncomfortable about that being the first song. Because I thought, this sounds like a finale song. The reason it sounds like a finale song is because it will be the finale song. I love callbacks. So there's a really good bit in American Idiot the Musical where they're singing Know Your Enemy. And this is in Act 2. Yeah. Like, a ways into the thing. And during that song... They sing excerpts from Jesus of Suburbia, which came like, it's the second song of the musical, comes 4 minutes into it. And it's just like, whoa, callback. And it ties things together. And like in the album American Idiot, you hear the phrase American Idiot throughout that album. There's a bit in Homecoming where you can hear somebody shouting, "Don't want to be in America" in the background. It makes the album feel cohesive rather than just a collection of songs. It's a really epic finale, and the ballad just feels apt, in place. I like it. It sold the album to me. I'm happy.
Good. I think that's the point worth making as well. Like, as kind of just indifferent I feel about this album, I like it when I see a fan of Green Day like it as much as they do, because it's like...
Yeah. And I really like this album as much as there are songs on it that I don't like. Yeah,
exactly. It's kind of like, I think if someone who's so devoted to Green Day can like it as much as they do, it's like, well, they must have done something right here. Whereas like you actively say, you know, recognise that Uno, Do and Tre is not good. Yeah. Then we get to Ordinary World, and
yes.
What do you think of it? I feel like Ordinary World is almost like you know, at the end of Dookie playing. Sitting by myself or something.
All by myself.
Yeah. I feel like Ordinary World is all by myself, where it's just hidden at the end of a song.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it's given its own track name and it's on the album where it is. If it was halfway through the album, I totally understand that. But at the end, it's like you've just done this really big end, and then now you're just kind of you're not leaving. Like
I think
go now.
So I wrote it. Forever Now was the finale. This is the encore. I felt like it felt like a nice acoustic encore. They do that during American Idiot. Like, once it's done, the encore, they come on and they sing "Good Riddance, Time of Your Life," the whole cast. It's great. And it's an acoustic song. the guitar itself is so much more complex than every other acoustic Green Day song ever put out, playing wise. It's really country, probably influenced by Billy Joe Armstrong's collaboration with, I think it's Norah Jones, I want to say, and she put out a album of Everly Brothers, who are a sort of acoustic group, covers, like a tribute album to them, and like it just feels like a really nice country song. And my notes now go, it's a really nice country song. In fact, this is cute as shit. I may cry. And then I wrote, this could almost be a Woody Guthrie song, the way that it's written. I really liked it. And it didn't click with me until afterwards. I was like, hold on. Billy Joe's new film is called Ordinary World. So this is probably off the soundtrack. And then I sort of felt a little bit different about it. It's just like, okay, so maybe this isn't a genuine love song. This is more of a... It's more of a thing written for a film. But, like, it's still good. I really like it.
So there's one of the songs in the album, I think... don't even know the track listing name off by heart, to be honest. It's that. Young Blood, I think, is about his wife.
But it's shit.
Sorry. But yeah, so to wrap up then, I think, right, my final like notes on this, to make this album really good, okay, is if you cut out Bouncing Off the Wall, Young Blood, and Ordinary World, and I'd happily pose the question that it contends with 21st Century Breakdown. I think if we take 21st Century Breakdown as the last
good Green Day
album,
yeah,
like I think Revolution Radio justifies being a Green Day album, and it justifies being not that it doesn't with those songs, but like I think there's a lot about the album that it's very easy to forget, and I think it's because of those songs. If those songs weren't there, it'd be wall to wall. Yeah, I can name you that song, I can name you that song, I can name you that song, I can name you that song. If you played one of those 4 songs, I'm not sure I'd be able to tell you which one it was.
Okay.
So I think I always kind of have a rule that if an album exceeds 8 tracks, I kind of get a bit like, okay, this has got filler somewhere. I think
8 tracks is really not.
I know, but like, I like it's all about quality, not quantity. But like,
that's a thumbnail. So what do you think of American Idiot? Because that's a long ass album. I mean, the second song is 10 minutes long.
Yeah, but I think that song's fucking great. Like,
isn't it? But I think songs on this are great. And like, I sort of disagree with you in the sense that I don't think I would get. You say you need to get rid of songs to make it compete with 21st Century Breakdown.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it does that?
I think it does compete with 21st Century Breakdown. I think it's good. I think it is, if anything, just as good as not American Idiot, fucking hell. But it's let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think it's as good as 21st Century Breakdown. I
think it earns its place.
Absolutely, because 21st Century Breakdown has forgettable songs on it too.
Yeah, definitely.
I really like this album, and the fact that I'm saying this makes me so happy.
Yeah. Overall, I think this album is good.
Yeah. I would give it a solid 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah. I'd happily listen to the album again if I heard it around. I wouldn't be like, oh, turn that rubbish off. It's nothing like Green Day used to be. Do you think there'll be another Green Day album?
Yes.
Do you think it will be as good as this, or better, or worse?
It'll either be the same or worse. I think it's going to be very difficult for Green Day to continue getting better as they get older, because just the way that they are, and sort of their sound and their sort of ethos, isn't conducive to 50-year-old men. I don't think.
But thus concludes our very first
video podcast.
Yeah, YouTube podcast of the Top of the Pop Punks album reviews.
Also, if you're really confused about all the references we've been making to visual things, because you're listening on the Livewire SoundCloud.
Yeah, fair point.
We've put a link to this video in the description of that.
Yeah.
And down in the description, you can check out livewire1350.com, where we will be broadcasting Top of the Pop Punks every Friday from 9
p.m.
till 10:30. We also have our own Twitter account and Facebook page. Our Facebook page is just Top of the Pop Punks. Search it up from the top. Our Twitter is @Radio Pop Punks. Or was it Radio Pop Punk? It's Radio Pop Punks with an S, I think.
Okay.
And also go follow @Livewire1350 on Twitter, because sometimes we take control of that and go a bit nuts.
Yeah. Thank you for listening as well and watching.
Yeah.
If you liked what you saw or heard, there's plenty more on the podcast, and hopefully there'll be plenty more to come. So
That's not what I thought you were going to say then.
what?
I was expecting you to go, remember to like, rate and subscribe.
Oh yeah. If you like what you saw here, click like, comment, subscribe for more.
Support us on Patreon.
Yeah. Wait, what other tropes can we see?
And this podcast is sponsored by Audible.
Yeah, if you do audible.com/poppunk, you'll get a free audiobook.
Yeah, it'll be I can't think of a book that's been written by a pop punk person.
Yeah, it's like the car can carry on. This could be a clap sync.